Hello YouTube. Thought I'd bring you guys a midweek feeding video. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teas here. I'm going to try and feed. We're going to go ahead and try the Orphaneacus species Panay Blue again. The Pteranopelma that molted. The Grammostola pulchripes that molted. The Psalmopoeus reduncus that didn't feed last week, the Cambridgei that molted, the T. gigas that molted, the P. ermenia that molted, and then I'm going to show you what I did with the P. metallica. I did move Saku today. Matter of fact, about 15 minutes ago I finished up. I kind of like what I did with this one. Hopefully you'll take to it. And I tell you what, that spider looks so small in that other container, and it even looks small in this one. So hopefully I still have some good time with that one. It's really blue right now. So okay, so we'll get on with the feeding. We'll start with our normal watch for 15 minutes, the Orphaneacus species blue not come out. I'm going to spray it down first, and then we're going to try a cricket with this one and see if that one will work. Be right back. So I changed my mind. I'm not going to use a cricket. I just put carrots in with the handful of crickets that are left, and they're all munching on it, so I didn't want to use them yet. We'll use those tomorrow for the frog. We'll go ahead and throw a red runner female in here. Again, this one we just don't see her much. I haven't seen her legs in a while. She's been busy excavating, as you can see. I'll give you guys a look from the side here. Oh no, you can't, because it's all wet now. But she's really built that mound up there around the edge of her burrow, the mouth of her burrow. And she still has that. I always have to watch that back door right there, that corner. That's where the burrow ends up. Goes straight to the back corner. There's nothing on the bottom. You can't see her at all on the bottom, so she is straight in the dirt. She didn't go all the way down to the bottom of the enclosure like a few of the other tarantulas. My female Albo pelosum's been trying to dig the bottom of her plastic enclosure out. She's trying to dig as far down as she can, and she's reached bottom. I shot a video of her yesterday excavating, and it got corrupted for some odd reason. Try and upload to YouTube. I don't know. I might try a different editing program. I'm going to try videoing on the phone and then transferring it over to the computer and video or uploading there. It seems like this Viva video has changed, and I don't know why. I have to look up and see if anybody has seen anything or heard anything on why it's different than what it used to be. She's up on top there, and I don't see any legs. I'll run her for about 3 minutes, which will be our normal entry into the videos. I don't think we've seen her eat yet, have we? I don't think we have. She's just as elusive as the Chilobrachys huahini. I've actually seen the Sednoctomus brachyrimosa out more than these two in the last week or so. I've seen the Sednoctomus a few times. Not all the way out, but at least at the edge. She shouldn't be due a molt. It wasn't that long ago that this one molted, so I did name this one Sapphire. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. Kind of went with the blue theme. Take a look at this roach and make sure she's not. Oh yeah, she's pregnant, so I'm probably going to take her out of there. I don't want her laying egg or the egg sac in there. So okay, what we'll do is we'll get that roach out, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, well, first up, well actually not first up, second up is Cujo. He's 4 sheep Grammostola pulchripes that molted not too long ago. Hopefully she's ready for a feed. Didn't feed the other day. She's still kind of digging the side of the enclosure. It's almost like the roach nose, huh? Oh, look at that. I thought for sure. It's like Cujo's got new fangs and don't know what to do with them. Except for that. Alrighty. First feed post-molt for Cujo. See the reflection of the Spider-Man eye in the enclosure, the little side there. That's pretty cool. Almost got to take a picture of that. So yeah, there's Cujo. Finally got to feed. These grandma stole Polka Peas eye. You know, I think them and really honestly them and I know some people have some issues with the Brachypelma alboplosums, A, because they dig, they don't see them a lot, and B, they can be a little off sometimes, but I think any of them can. But these things are just great. They're good eaters. They grow decent. They get big size. They're not fast growers. They're not super slow growers. They do sure take their time in post or pre-molt though. This one was in pre-molt for quite a long time. So, okay, we're going to hopefully try and feed Sazame. See what happens. Okay, here is Azure. This is the Pteranopelma Sazame. I'm going to see if I can find where the little bugger is. It was on the wood earlier. This one molted about the same time, maybe actually just a little bit before Cujo did. And I added this, oh, down underneath there, okay. Just right underneath the log there. This piece of wood, I made this piece of wood when my Ecampus stratus was first arrived, and Dakota used it for one enclosure, and then it went to, after that, I gave it to when my Pamphobedius platyoma came in, and Craven used it until it got out of the deli cup, and I had it laying around when I was going through some of my stuff the other day, and I found it, and I said, oh, that's what, because all that had in there was that piece of plant, and I thought it needed something different, so I put that in there to give it like a little place to hide, and it's underneath. It's nice and it's hardened up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Just a matter of if it's ready to eat or not, and if we're gonna see it, if it does. The roach is right in front of the spider right now. I don't know if I can get you guys down there at that angle to see it. I don't want to take the wood out, but well, the weather got terrible here. It's kind of holding up a bunch of stuff now. We put a delay on the order for the white isopods. They won't be shipped till at least next week, and hopefully the Rufilata that I uploaded the video of earlier will be able to go out next week with the other spirits going with it. And then maybe by midweek, depending on how the weather is, I will be sending out the roaches to the gentleman in Ohio. So I'm hoping by the end of this month I'll have all the stuff that's supposed to be coming in. Sazame doesn't seem to be interested whatsoever here. Sazame was a pretty good eater before it molted. It hasn't eaten since it's molted, but some spiders take a little bit longer to get back in the swing of things. I'm real interested to watch this one grow. I guess they get a pretty decent size, 5 inches, I guess. They do get that bluish grayish tint. You guys are really not seeing much of anything. So I'm going to close up Azure. Again, my name's Azure is a shade of blue. So I thought that was kind of appropriate for the Brazilian blue. We're going to move on. It looks like probably the P. Cambridgei will be next. Okay, everyone, there is church. This is the Psalmopoeus cambridgei that molted not too long ago. Oh yeah. Good job, buddy. I figured this one would be ready to eat soon. Give you guys a close up. See how close we can get. Those blue feet. It's just really cool how the iridescent feet come out like that. They're scopulae. I hope you guys enjoyed for those of you who did watch the Rufilata video. I didn't quite catch, well, we did kind of catch the takedown, but I wasn't really prepared for it. I wasn't going to videotape it. I was just going to feed it and then I'll just take some pictures and send it to the guy I'm sending it to in New Jersey so he could take a look at it. I did measure it. It's 5 7/8 inches exactly, just shy of 6 inches. So I'm guessing, I'm pretty confident that the next molt will be the ultimate molt. You know, probably push 7 inches easy with that molt. He just keeps climbing higher and higher, doesn't he? He's got a nice, he really made a nice little den burrow. You know, it kind of starts, it really took advantage of the way the wood goes, you know, and he wraps it around and then brings it all the way down to the bottom. So, okay, there's church. And again, I will hit these with water before they go to the shelf. Okay, so next up, this is Loki. This is the Psalmopoeus irminia sling. I think Loki will be ready. Loki hasn't eaten. I fed it, but I don't know if it actually. I probably did because it was just a little tiny baby roach that I threw in there last time, I believe. And I know that Loki was interested, but I didn't ever see it actually come out and get it, so not really positive 100% that it ate. The little roach could be hidden in here somewhere, but. Since there's not too many teas to feed here, I'll probably just let the video run for a little while. Hopefully the roach will make its way to, it's right behind Loki right now. While you guys are watching, I'm going to go get the next victim. In fact, I'll get the next two victims together at the same time so that I don't have to do it again. One. Okay, there's the next two victims. That'll be for the Psalmopoeus reduncus and the Tapinocenius gigas. I think when my mature male goes out, Armenia, you know, I probably might look to pick up another sling or two. You know, small ones, 3/4 inch or something like that. So I kind of like to have two of each of the Psalmopoeus that I have. But once Diablo goes, I'll be down to just Loki here. I don't know where that little roach went. Yeah, but anyway, the weather here really took a turn today. It snowed a little bit last night and it got a little chilly, but it's not nothing that we're not used to up here. And we are getting towards the middle of March, which, you know, we usually, seems like we generally have snow on St. Patrick's Day, at least 4 out of 5 years or 9 out of 10 years, you know. But with the way February went, we weren't really sure what was going to happen. But since I got home from work today, which was a little after 3 o'clock, we probably got I would say 8 inches of snow, and it's still snowing now. And it's 9:30, so we did get quite a bit of snow. And that's what I did just before I came in and rehoused Saku. I was out shoveling with my son, get that all taken care of so we have less to do in the morning. Okay, well, it doesn't look like Loki's going to move or the roach is anywhere near where Loki is, so I'm going to put him or her off to the side here, and we will pull up one of my favorite spiders that I have. That's the Tapinocenius gigas. I really like these. I wouldn't mind trying to get into a couple other of the Tapinocenius species. I have just that and the Violaceus, and I have a second Violaceus coming in. They're real pretty. Okay, roach is in. Can't see. There's roach. And there is the T. Gigas. Look at that puppy. Oh, I love those colors. I just love those colors. It hasn't eaten since it molted. It is very skinny. You can see it. When I moved it into here, it went water crazy. So it did rehydrate. Now we just got to get a meal into it. Oh, I spooked it. I didn't want to do that. I was trying to get it to look at that dude. Look at that thing. Really, really cool. It's really, really moved up the list of my favorite spiders. I mean, I love all of them. They're so unique in different ways. I mean, I like overall, this is just a gorgeous looking spider, first of all. It's a nice, it'll get a decent 6 inches. So it'll be a nice, nice long arboreal, quick. It hasn't grown super fast, but I would say maybe just below medium growth for me so far. It has molted a few times, but it hasn't picked up a lot of size in any of the molts. This molt here was the one that actually got the colors. So it didn't really have those pinkish, I think they're pinkish, they look pinkish, orangish setae on the legs, and I don't even know what kind of color you call that. It's like a greenish hue on the carapace and the femurs of the front legs of these guys. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so you can maybe get a better view. And their eyes, for some reason, I don't know what it is about the Gigas, but their eyes just look bigger than all the rest of them. I'm sure it's just crazy talk, but the first time I ever seen one, it reminded me, and now again the color's not at all, but it reminded me of, if you remember the cartoon when we were kids, or, well, it's still out now, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, with the oh, I can't remember that the white guy, the bouncy dude, who's the Yeti. Oh goodness, it'll come to me later on, but just the way that the face is set up and the eyeballs are just reminded me of that for some odd reason. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but so yeah, okay, so the Gigas just isn't eating. So we will slide that one to the back as well and try and feed the Redunkus. The less I have to pause or stop this, the less I have to do this editing stuff now that's going on with Viva Video that I'm not really particularly liking. I don't know if any of you out there, I know Dave Scott uses Viva Video, but I don't know if anybody else uses Viva Video, but I'm not liking it right now. It went, oh, sorry for all that. It went from me being able to just video, there's the Redunkus right there, and the little burrow down the end. That's at the bottom of the enclosure. You can see that's what both of my Redunkus have done. Well, the other one kind of webbed up actually now, but anyway, Viva Video. It went from what I used to do is just videotape one spider at a time, and I would stop the video, and then roach is going in. And when I would stop the video and then start the next video, when I was done videoing all of them, we'll say I did 20 spiders. After the 20th video, then I would just add, you could add each video into one big video. And then it would ask you if you wanted to upload in HD. So you would select yes, and then it would upload it to the waiting port in HD, and then it would ask you where you wanted to export it to. So you would hit YouTube, and then it would take however long to upload the video, depending on the length of it, of course, is going to determine how long it takes. Like an hour video, the couple that I did for an hour and 11 minutes or an hour and 5 minutes or whatever they were, took a little over an hour and a half or so to upload. Now what happens is each video, so if I videotape just a Redunkus, that's one video. So when I go to add them all together in Viva Video, it automatically takes that one video and transposes it into HD for you. So you have to wait for that video to upload to Viva Video in HD, and then do that for each one. So that takes, it's taking me an extra hour or so just to do a 15-minute video. It's taking me an extra hour to upload everything, and I'm not particularly liking that, because I did it the other day. The hour video, the last video that I put out, that hour and 11-minute video, I had it all set and ready to go, and it uploaded. I did it overnight, and in the morning I figured all I'd have to do is hit upload to YouTube. So that's what I did as I was preparing to go to work. It got all the way to where it was preparing. It said preparing, and I never saw that before. It got to preparing 100%, and then it said now preparing to download or upload. And the upload time was like 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, so 2 hours, 10 minutes. I just spent 40 minutes preparing the video from Viva Video to YouTube. So we're up to roughly 3 hours, plus all the time it took me to take each one of those videos and transpose it up, which is a little over 2 hours to do that. So I was in almost 5 hours of upload and editing time. Well, of course, I don't edit anything. I do cut some parts out of the video, like at the end, if I make a mistake, like moving the camera or whatever. I edit a lot of stuff out of the Ufalata today, but yeah, so it was almost 5 hours to prepare and do all that stuff, and that wasn't even the amount of time it took me to videotape it. So if you look at an hour of video, I probably had a good 7 hours into it, and that's a long time. Before, it would probably be half that time before whatever happened with this new, I don't know if it was an update with Viva Video or if it was something that updated with YouTube and things changed. I'm not really sure. This little dude is just not, this roach ain't going anywhere near. Front here. Oh, he's ready. You could see him. He's moving around underneath there. Let me get that roach right. There we go. Just a matter of getting the roach to the right spot. Okay, so that's good. We got Goodness, I wish I could remember what I named this one. It's going to drive me crazy. I look at it and I was like, oh, I won't forget next time, and I keep doing it. So what I'm going to do is, you could see I redid labels. Okay, now these ones are clear. Can you see that? There. It's clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make more labels with the common name and the spider's name and put them on there too, so I can see them and remember. I don't, I mean, I have over 100, so it's hard to remember some of them that I don't see a lot, or that I haven't had a long time either. And I know it's an off name, but I should remember it. So I'm going to let's bring the Gigas back. I think we got some action going on there. There we go. Gigas got the food. So he's just being camera shy, or she. I'm thinking about picking up another one of these, maybe two. I don't know. I think we'll see how the spring goes, and I think I'm gonna, change the way my collection is. Not that I want to get rid of any of my spiders at all, but I think I want to change a few things. I'm going to keep all my Psalmopoeus, all my Tapinocenius, all my, I only have 2 Avicularia, and of course the Carabina and the Erebopora. Well, that's a tough one to keep saying. I was saying it perfectly earlier. Now, when I'm on video, I can't say it. Erebopora. Yeah, forget it. The Sorotoma. Let's put it that way. But I'm thinking about moving some of my spiders out. Considering the Idiothalamira, selling her. The Orphanikeia species Panade Blue, selling her. I will keep my baboons for the most part, my brackies. Of course, my slings, I'm not going to move any slings, but we probably will move the Nandu chromatus male eventually. When he matures, we'll send him out for a breeding loan, and then I'd like to get 3 or 4 of those back out of that for my son. And I do like the Nandu species. I wouldn't mind getting a Trepepe, but with some, I'd like to pick up a centipede, and I need to make sure that I have the ample room to do that, because you need a taller enclosure so that they're not getting out. And I'm not going to get one if I can't properly store it and keep it so it's not getting out. But okay, let's take a look at the Metallica. I am going to pause you on this one, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here is what I did with the P. Metallica. This is the Poecilotheria Metallica. This is Saku. This is, again, moved it to a snap tight container. I took a piece of cork bark that was used for my Poecilotheria fusca highland in its old enclosure. I broke it down a little bit so it's not so tall. And the piece that I broke off, this piece, I should have cleaned that, but yeah, I didn't even see that. That was with the Carabina versicolor in its old enclosure. I thought I cleaned those all off before I put them away. I guess I didn't. Anyway, I took this piece of bark that was left over, and it was a perfect circle that fit perfectly right there. So I glued it on as a kind of binder to keep the Metallica from trying to web up anything up top. So I'm hoping that what it'll do is it'll kind of make its home here, and of course it'll have the back area here that it can hang out in. So there is Saku right there, and he took right to that spot when I put him in there. Took me a little while to get him out, only because being in that pretzel jar, I had to, and his piece of cork bark had 4 or 5 different entry holes. If I could have videotaped that, I would, but I don't. Again, the way I rehouse my spiders is completely different than most people do. I've seen a lot of guys doing some rehousing videos lately. that'll, you know, just go in the enclosure with their catch cup or whatever. I try not to do that. I try just to coax them up into a catch cup, and I think I showed you guys that before, and if I didn't, forgive me, but if I did, forgive me. So what I would do is take this top off, okay, and then this cup has the holes in it all the way around it. So I take the lid off, and then I would put this over top of the enclosure top lid there, and then I would coax the spider up into there, however I had to do it. Take the cork bark out, take the leaves out, take the water dish out. And that was my problem with Saku here, was the cork bark that it was in continually, he just kind of did circles in and out of the holes until I got him out of the cork bark and onto the bottom of the enclosure, the substrate there. Then I could pull the cork bark out. He stayed on the bottom. I tilted the enclosure on its side, and he pretty much walked right into the catch cup. So once I got him in there, and I put the lid on, I transferred him over to this enclosure, took the lid off, tipped the enclosure over, or the catch cup over, and he walked right down in, and that's where he's been since he's been here, since I moved him. So I'm not sure. He hasn't eaten again since he's molted. It's been a couple weeks. So I'd like to try and feed him. I just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and try tongue feeding him from the top. Hopefully, what I'll do is I'll give you guys another level here. I'll move this book, put you on this one so you're up a little bit higher. Hopefully we'll be able to see if he actually does decide to eat. I'm not guaranteeing anything. What I'd like to find is a male red runner, so I could get it by the wings. Dudes aren't the easiest things in the world to catch. There we go. Okay, so I got one by the leg. There's I like to pop the top. Oh, dropped it. Blade come off. Okay, so Saku's got to hunt himself. Again, he hasn't seemed interested in food whatsoever. Usually, he's been, since I've had him, an iffy eater. He did real good. Not this last molt, but the molt before. He ate real well. All the way up to, matter of fact, I think he ate like 3 days before he molted. I didn't even know he was going to molt. I fed him, and then 3 days later, boom, there was a molt in there, and I was like, holy crap. And I've had other spiders do that. Matter of fact, the Nhandu chromatus, last time it molted, it ate the day before. And that one kind of caught me off guard, because the abdomen wasn't really that dark. It was grayish, but not darkish. And I gave it a mealworm, or a superworm, and it ate it. And then the next day, it was molted. So, yeah. So this is basically all the updates for today. And everybody else seems to be doing okay. Molt watch. These are the ones that, there's a list of tarantulas I have on what I would call molt watch, and that's the Nhandu chromatus is close. B. Bomi, of course, has been, ever since I've been starting back in December with the YouTube videos, he's been in pre-molt. The Grammostola pulchripes anakinensis, the larger of the three that I have, is in pre-molt. I think the Euathlus species red female is in pre-molt. The Lasiodorides polycuspulatus, I believe, is in pre-molt. What else? The Pteronochilus cordatus, I believe, is in pre-molt. And oh, the Augocephalus isendami finally dug, finally made a burrow after what, 3.5 weeks being in there. Finally burrowed. So that's where we're at. If Saku here decides that he's going to eat, I will update that, put it in, and we'll see you guys all soon. Bye.